All right, let's start working on our self-defense against the hook punch. Somebody's throwing that hook, they're coming for our head, our jaw. We don't want to get hit by that. First thing we're going to do, we're actually going to step towards their attack. We want to move past their fist. So the first thing I'm going to do, I step forwards, I'm going to block, grab their wrist, hammer fist, striking them in the forearm and the bicep. So let's do that again. I step forwards, block, hit. That's my first move. Let's do that again. Step, block, hammer. From here, I'm grabbing their wrist. They can't pull it away. Hammer fist. I'm hitting the side of their head, their temple. Ready position. Let's do that again. Step in, block, hammer, grab, extend to that back fist. Now from here, I'm going to shift, palm strike the ribs. When we finish, we step away, knife hand middle. We're ready. This is a good defensive stance if they come at us again. So again, ready position. I step in, block, hammer, back fist, shift palm, kia, step away, knife hand middle. So that one more time forwards, and then I'm going to show you from the back. So I step in, block, hammer, back fist, shift palm, step away, knife hand middle. So from the back, remember my first move, I'm stepping in towards their attack, block, hammer. I grab, back fist, shift, palm, step away, knife hand middle. Again, ready position. I'm going to do a little bit faster. Follow along. Block, hammer, back fist, palm, knife hand middle. One more time backwards. I'm going to go full speed. Go. Ha! Now let's pull in a partner here. So Mr. Fado is going to give me that hook punch. He's going to give it to me right here in my face. He attacks, I step in, hammer fist. I'm hitting him right here in the bicep. Back fist to the temple. Shift, hitting him right here in those exposed ribs. Step away, knife hand middle.
Hey guys, we're going to work on one-step sparring number 10, so everyone should be ready position. This is a fun one step. We have a lot of movement in this one. So when our ready position, we're going to do our inside crescent kick with our right leg first. So everyone show me that inside crescent kick with your right leg. Now as I land, I get this set up for my next kick. Let's do that again. So ready position. Now I want to make sure we're still not stepping forwards or backwards on this. We're starting this one from a ready position, so no taking like a cheat step on this. This is our kick to get some momentum for our kick. So we're ready position. Inside crescent kick with the right turn, look. Now we're doing our tornado. Knee comes up, and we're going to jump off of our right leg, doing an inside crescent kick landing forward. Now jab, punch. Hey! Let's do that again. Ready. Inside crescent kick with our right leg. Tornado kick, also with our right leg, jab, punch. Hey! All right, let's do it one more time. Ready position, we're going a little bit faster, and then we're going to show you a different angle. Ready, go. Hey! All right, let's turn around now, or I'm going to turn around. You guys don't turn around. This gives you guys a better perspective for how to see what it looked like if you were teaching me in class. Ready position, remember inside with our right leg. Inside, turn, look, tornado, jab, punch. Hey! All right, let's do that again. Ready position, and go. One last time, let's do this one kind of fast now, guys. I think you guys got it. Inside, tornado. Go. Hey! Awesome job.
Okay, we're going to work on our wheel kick combination. We start our fighting stance. First kick is with that back leg. It's going to be an axe kick. I want to make sure I pivot. I'm turning the feet, turning the hips before I throw this axe. It's going to come around and then down in the middle. Again, I pivot my feet, axe landing in front. Let's do that again. We want to make sure to land balanced. We're not crashing down. That's going to throw us off for those next two kicks. I pivot, axe, land in front. Kick number two, slide, hook kick, landing in front as well. See those first two again? I'm in my fighting stance. Rear leg, axe, slide, hook. Now the third kick is a little more complicated. It's a step through spin hook kick. I'm going to take my back leg, step and turn. I want to land like I'm getting ready to do a spin back or a spin hook. My heels are pointing at my target. Let's do just that again. We have one leg in front, one leg in back. Step and land, heels at your target. One more time. Step, turn. Now I'm going to look over my shoulder, and from here, I'm going to throw a spin hook kick. Hook, land behind. Jab, punch. Let's put that all together. Should our fighting stance? Axe, slide, hook, step through, heels pointed, spin hook, jab, punch. Let's do that again. Let's add a little bit more speed into that step through. Axe, slide, hook, step through, jab, punch. Let's take that from the side here. I'm in my fighting stance, rear leg axe, slide, hook, I step, land with my heels face my target, look, hook kick, land behind, jab, punch. Again from this side, fighting stance, axe, slide, hook, step through, spin hook, jab, punch. Now let's take a look at that from the back. Here, remember I'm pivoting my feet on that axe kick. Axe, slide hook, step through, spin hook, jab, punch.
Okay guys, nunchuck time. So hopefully you guys have your nunchucks at home. Go get those. If you don't have nunchucks, you know, again, get creative. You can get like a towel, you can get a piece of rope that you can use as a nunchuck. But I got my nunchucks here. We're actually going to start with some drills today. Okay, the first drill is just a forwards and backwards rotation. Now, your grip is the key. Okay, you want to grab about 1 thumb's distance from the top. Hopefully you guys can see that. Not too low here. You grab too low, you can see these things get wild and out of control. Okay, grab near the top. And what we're going to do first is just forward rotations. Okay, I'm just rotating this forward, getting a nice tight circle with these. And you want to do this long enough that you should actually feel your forearm kind of burning. Those muscles are really being worked here. And this helps you to move this nunchuck a lot faster, having these nice tight circles. Just keep going. Okay, guys. Now let's start going backwards with that nunchuck. Okay? I think I need to oil my nunchucks. They're getting kind of noisy. Okay, so this is a great drill if you guys are practicing ever with those nunchucks. You always start with forwards rotations, backwards rotations. And of course, nunchucks, we got to do both hands. Let's do the other hand forwards. Good. And then let's go backwards with those nunchucks. And you see how they're going forwards, they're not going off to the, sometimes I'll see people going off to the side. Hopefully you guys can see what's going on here. So they go like to the side. You want to get those either going straight forwards or straight backwards. Okay, so those are your forwards, backwards rotations. Let's do shoulder catches next. So again, grip is important. Grab 1 thumb's distance from the top. I want to bring this to the back of my shoulder. And hopefully in the camera, you guys can see that the nunchuck is sticking out here. If you have it behind your back too much, this is going to be really tough to catch. Okay, so I want to catch, right underneath my armpit like this. Then I'm going to grab it in that hand and bring it to the other side. And again, hopefully you can see that nunchuck kind of dangling out here. I reach across the stomach, not behind the back, and I grab, and then to the other hand, and the other hand, and the other hand, and I switch. And you want to catch the nunchuck here instead of, feeling for it. And so you actually want to catch that. And as soon as you're catching, you're transitioning to the next one. So you can see how there's a bit of a flow to this. Okay? So these are your shoulder catches. They're a great drill. What that is, time yourself. If you can do 60 in 1 minute, that means you're pretty good. And that's 1 per second. If you're in that low range, 15, 20, even 30, it means you're kind of fumbling with them a little bit too much. So if you need a little bit of extra practice, pause the video here and really work on those shoulder catches. It's going to make the form a lot easier. Okay? If you guys do feel comfortable, let's move on and go to the next drill. Okay? So let's just do our back catches now. So our back catches, we simply start with the hip cradle on one side. And the cradle is simply a way to keep the nunchuck moving, okay? And the nunchuck is all about dissection. You don't know where the strike is coming from. So you're bouncing off your body so you can change angles. So when you're doing that hip cradle, you're not striking yourself. I see students do this, okay? You're actually taking the chain, or for most of you guys probably have a rope, and you're simply bouncing that rope or chain off your body. Okay? Look at my hand, how the wrist is pointed down. If you have the wrist pointed out like this is where you start to strike yourself. Okay, so that wrist is pointed down. Okay, so I'm going to do a hip cradle, and once I bounce, I'm going to bring it around back and catch. And I've switched hands. Hip cradle, catch. Let me turn around backwards so you guys can see here. Okay? Again, hip cradle, catch. Hip, catch. And just like with the shoulder catches, your goal really should be 60 in a minute. If you're at 50, that's pretty good. That's acceptable. But anything lower than that, again, it means you're you're fumbling with them too much. And you don't have the coordination yet. So if you need to, pause the video and just start practicing these moves until you get good. Okay? If you guys do feel comfortable, you can get that 50 to 60 in a minute. Let's move on, okay? The neck catch. Okay? The neck catch is, again, this is a way of passing the nunchuck to, just make it kind of deceptive. You don't know where it's coming from. It's coming from all these different angles. I'm gonna bring this up. Almost think like you're coughing. You guys know when you cough, we want to cover our mouth with our shoulder or elbow, not in your hand like this, okay? So you're gonna bring that shoulder up, and you want to think about getting the nunchuck to rest on the other shoulder. Now, the way you grab it is important, okay? If you grab on top, if you guys can see here, hopefully, that I've actually trapped myself. You see this arm went on top of this nunchuck, and now it's stuck because this arm trapped it. I actually have to come underneath here and grab it. Now this nunchuck is free, and I can easily pull it off. Okay, so let's try that again. Okay, we're gonna bring this around to a neck catch, and look how I reach underneath here. And now control is in my opposite hand, left hand. So I'm gonna do a hip cradle, bring it back up, and again, I try to get it to rest on that shoulder. Don't reach on top, reach underneath, grab. Again, hip cradle, grab, hip, grab. And you can just pass this back and forth. And if you do miss the catch like I just did, just do another quick hip cradle and go back into your catch. ones are a little tougher than the shoulder and the back catch, so your goal isn't 60 in a minute. If you can get like that 30 to 45 range, you're actually doing pretty good with these. Okay, so again, okay guys, let's get started with the nunchuck form. Okay, we start at attention, like so. Okay, first move after that is ready position, stepping out with the right leg. Next, I'm going to step out with that right leg again into a horse stance, upper block shot, knuckle to knuckle, down block. I'm going to turn that right hand inward, like so, bringing that block to the outside. This is your outside block. Now, return to ready position with the left hand, turning inward outside block. I'm going to keep control of my right hand. I'm going to go right hip cradle, left hip cradle, circle, catch. I'm going to go into a shoulder catch on the opposite side, then I do a reverse figure 8 about 3-4 times. It really doesn't matter exactly how many you do. You go about 1, 2, 3, 4. What you want to do is finish as you're coming up in this direction. You actually bring it down to the hip, around, back, and catch. So I've switched control to my left hand. The left hand brings it around, hip cradle, around to the right hand. Now from the right hand, I'm going to bring that up, around to the back of the neck and catch. Now control is in my left hand. I'm going to do a hip cradle on the left side, bring it back up, neck catch. Now control is in my right hand, so I release with the left. I go right hip, left hip, back of the shoulder, back of the knee, catch. Now I'm going to switch, but I actually keep control of my left hand. So I'm going to go hip, hip, arm, leg, catch. Now control is in my right hand. I'm going to go hip, hip, wrist roll, hip, catch, unwind, ready position, okay, attention, and bow. Okay, so let's do that again. So we start from ready position. So again, number 1 is that horse stance shout. 2 is the down block. 3, outside. 4, outside. 5, hip, hip, circle, catch. Switch, reverse figure 8. Again, about 3-4 rotations. Hip cradle, come around, back catch. Hip cradle, come around, back catch. Now this is as far as the Brown-1 belts have to know, but again, if you want to learn further, go ahead, you guys. Come around to a neck catch, hip cradle, neck catch, hip, hip, arm, leg, catch, switch, hip, hip, arm, leg, catch, hip, hip, wrist roll, hip, catch, unwind, ready position, and bow. Okay guys, let me give you a side angle so you can see some of those moves. I'm going to turn this way here. Okay, so again, we start at that ready position. Again, number 1, horse stance. Number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Okay guys, I'm going to give you a quick tutorial here on the wrist rolls. I realize this is probably the hardest part. Now they're called wrist rolls, but you don't actually roll over the wrist, okay? They're called wrist rolls because you really need to flick that wrist to get this motion here. You're actually rolling over your knuckles when you do this. So it always helps to start with the hip cradle. That gives you a little bit of momentum, a little bit of bounce. So I'm going to do a hip cradle on this side. And what I need to do is I need to turn that wrist, and as I turn, these nunchucks are going to wrap around and come to the other, the same hand, but to the other side of the handle. So I've basically switched handles here. Now you can see how I have an upside down grip. Okay, so again, I'm going to go hip cradle on this side, and after that hip cradle, I'm going to rotate, and you see how I switched grips, and I have it upside down. Now from here, if I catch it right about here, I'm going to bring that to this hip, and now I'm going to flip it back to the original grip. And again, if I catch it right about here, I'm going to bounce it, hip cradle, like so. I catch it out here, bounce, hip cradle, from side to side, like so. And I realize this is the move that people struggle with the most. For most people, it just takes a little bit of time. Okay, and one day it eventually clicks. So don't get too frustrated. Keep practicing it. You know, if you have padded nunchucks, just practice around the house. Walk around with these. When I first learned nunchucks, I had a pair with me at all times. I just walked around and I kept practicing. My parents hated it because you know, I kept spinning them, but you know, fortunately they were padded and never broke anything. So we're going to get started on that nunchuck form, you guys.